pick up if I called you? I just wanna tell you. Would you pick up if I called you? I just wanna.
Today we're going to talk about the Nike and React Infinity Run Flyknit 2. Man, that's a mouthful, but they're sick. So, man, right off the bat, I mean, you can tell these shoes are dope. They're designed extremely well, and they're well built. So, a couple of things before we get into the video. One, they were supposed to arrive on June 30th, 2021, and they arrived 3 days early. That's awesome. So yeah, they arrived in like 3 or 4 days, honestly, and I was extremely happy. So about 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, I opened the door and here they were. So that's pretty awesome. The other thing I want to mention before we jump in too far is if you were thinking about ordering one of these pairs, order up a size. Okay, I wear 10.5 to 11, always have, and I ordered 11 and they're too tight. So I'm gonna go to a 12. Thankfully, Nike has a 60-day return policy, and I can exchange them for the size. So if you're thinking about ordering a pair, I highly recommend you order up one size than your normal max size. So if you typically, like I said, I can wear 10.5 some brands, but I typically find myself wearing 11s. So I'm gonna order a 12, which I should have known. There's a little bit going on. Is my brother-in-law, I've been kind of getting back into running, right? That's kind of why I ordered these. And I'm getting back into running, and my brother-in-law, who lives down the street, lets me borrow his Epic Reacts. These are the Flyknit, I'm not sure if they're Flyknit 2 or not, but they're the Epic React. And I started using them, and I was like, man, I really like these. And so the funny thing is he wears size 13. So I was like, yeah, they're a little big, but I'll try them on. Tried them on, and they didn't fit too bad. Yeah, they're a little big in the toe, but not a problem. Right? I also love running in them, and I've been running in them for like a week, and I really like them. And I've actually seen genuinely big improvements in my running game. I used to run in my Mizunos, Wave Rider 16s, and I switched to these, and I really have seen just different stats on my Nike Run Club app, which I thought was kind of cool that I've switched shoes and it's really made a difference. But these are size 13, these are 11, and so I was like, well, 13 is pretty big. I'll go to my normal shoe size. Should have got the 12. Anyways, that's that. Let's talk about the shoe itself. The shoe is way more durable. If you are at all used to or have any experience with the Epic Reacts, these feel a lot more structured of a shoe. The overall body of it feels a lot stronger than just this. It's like this feels like all mesh to me. You see, it's just much weaker. Which, like I said, I've been running for them for a week, and I like them. I really do. But then you look at these, and they're just stronger. It just takes more muscle to squish them, and I like it. I really do. The foot base it's a very wide shoe. It's kind of like a duck foot. It's very wide. So when you look at it, you can see it kind of bows out here on the sides. And at first I was a little unsure if I liked that or whatever, but when I put them on, they felt good, and I really felt like my lateral stability. It felt really nice on the foot because it was still snug up top, and I like that. So, I've really never really been a big fan of Nike, to be honest with you. I've always run, like I said, in Mizuno or in New Balances, and that's only because I thought that for me as a wedding photographer, a graphic designer, or a web designer, I'm into style. I really think that aesthetics play a big role in my shoe, and I never had a big problem with the big N on New Balances or that bird on the side for the Mizunos, but for Nike, there's just something about it. Just for years now, I've always thought that massive checkmark swoosh was in the way. Just such a long, I don't know, and I don't know, maybe it's silly, but I always kind of thought that. I was like, my taste does not match up with what Nike typically makes until I saw these. So I've been borrowing my brother-in-law's shoe for a while. I was like, let me see what they got. It's been 5 years at least, since I got out of high school and I've been running. Let me just see what Nike's got. So I was looking through the Nike Run Club app, their shoe shop, and I saw these for $170 as of June 2021. And I was like, man, that's pretty sweet. Like, I love the colors. I love that trail blue kind of color. I think it's like a thunder blue, they call it. But it's got that two-tone blue, the cream, the orange, that like burnt orange on the bottom, and the tongue and the swoosh. And then you got the green and yellow, and then you got the tongue here. I'm like, man, those look good. So I gave them a shot. I'm glad I did. The things I wasn't expecting was, and they don't really advertise this on there. They have on the back, and I'm sure you saw this on the intro video I filmed earlier, just really quickly for you guys. On the back, it has on custom labels Nike, and then this one says June of 1972. Oh, sorry, I was upside down, my bad. June of 1972. And I was like, what happened in 1972? So I asked Siri, I said, when was Nike founded? And it was like 1964. And I was like, okay, well, then what's up with the 72? But I did more research, and here's what I found. Let me pull it up. It says, come on. It was founded in 1964 as Blue Ribbon Sports by Bill Bowerman, a track and field coach at the University of Oregon, and his former student Phil Knight. They opened their first retail outlet in 1966 and then launched the Nike brand shoe in 1972. The company was renamed Nike in 1978 and then went public 2 years later on the stock exchange. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so it makes a little more sense now. But they're great shoes. And what I really like too is if you look at the tongues here, they have Nike and these are like a really soft, like squishy kind of like memory foam kind of feel to them, or not memory foam, really, really cushioned fabric, which feels really nice in the foot. And then I thought it was pretty clever that it's an infinity run, and then the shoelace out eyelets is an infinity logo, which is pretty cool. Again, graphic designer in me looking at it, like, man, they designed that well. And then on this tongue, it has 1972, which I thought was pretty sick too. In terms of the overall feel, I was insanely surprised on how well it felt. Other than it being maybe one size too tight, which can be corrected, they felt super good. I was watching other videos about other Nike, like Infinity Run shoes and stuff, and they were talking about the energy return or the kickback or kind of the bounciness of the shoe. They're not wrong. I mean, sheesh. I put that on and I was like, wow, I've never ever worn a shoe that felt the way this felt. I felt like I was built. I feel like I was set up for success both in long distance and in short distance runs. Whether I'm sprinting or running a mile, 2 miles, 5 miles, 13 miles, whatever it was, I just felt like this shoe was able to do all of it. And that was the impression I got literally from walking from the front door to my couch to film this. So we'll see, when I go on a run, but so far so good. What else do I want to the other thing I noticed too was, so they have the kind of the heel that kind of comes back to kind of catch you on your stride to help soften that curve for you. If you're landing on your heels, if you're running on your toes, equally good. But one thing I didn't expect, and I noticed it when I put it on, was Nike calls this a rocker shoe, a rocker shaped shoe. And so you have this really thick, midsole or outsole or whatever it is, and it goes here, and then you can see it's drastic. It comes up a lot. And so what I notice when I'm walking is I feel like it's prone to want to come up more. And although saying that out loud sounds like that would be a bad thing, it feels nice. And I think it's going to lend my run to a more toe-based run. Like I said, it's been 5 years since graduating high school. My high school body versus my 23-and-a-half-year-old body. After having a baby and a home and a wife and a job and everything, just like I put on weight and I run differently, right? my knees even though I ran cross country all throughout high school and not once did I even think about my knees, here I am 5 years later, my knees hurt. I mean, I've been running consecutive every day for 2 weeks, for 2.5, 3 weeks now, and like I felt pain in my knees, so I started to research it, and it was talking about how I'm probably landing too much on my heels. I need to transition to kind of the balls of my feet. So I did that for a couple of days and instantly saw improvement, and I'm just hoping that these continue to lend itself to that versus my Mizuno Wave Rider 16s or these Nike Epic Reacts I've been running with. So yeah, overall, I think it's a solid shoe. If you're even considering purchasing it, do it. They're tight, and don't forget to go up a size. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment box. If you have any thoughts or suggestions or whatever, drop them down below, and I will put a link to these in the description so you can check them out. Peace. So I realized I never showed any footage of it on my foot, and I always hate when videos don't include that, so here you go. That's kind of what I was talking about, how you can see how that gap right here under my toe really wants it to come forward. And when I just stand normal, I can feel that emptiness below my big toe that I just kind of want to let them curl up, but they feel really nice. So, yeah. Some of that bounce, that curl.